Folks, I don't know what else to say except, oh my God. Oh my God. Has anybody seen the news of Fed Chairman Powell today and his remarks? Just hands up if you saw any of that on X or anything. Okay, Darren has, Mark has, Steve's like, Brian, who the heck is that guy you're talking about? Okay, so here's the deal. The Federal Reserve sets interest rates in America. When they cut rates, it dumps a bunch of cash into the system, and usually everything goes up. Stocks go up, cryptos go up, house prices go up. Now, lately, Powell has been a little stingy with the cash. You know what I mean, Steve? And Trump has been beating him up on social media, calling him too late Powell, and threatening to fire some of his Fed governors when they're, lying on their mortgage applications and stuff like that. So today he was set to announce basically the Fed outlook from their annual shindig in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And it looks beautiful out there. You got the bison roaming and you got the elk grazing and the beautiful backgrounds, all paid for by the taxpayer, of course. And we were expecting kind of a mediocre statement today. Powell, he can talk for 45 minutes and say nothing. Has anyone ever seen that? Right? It reminds me of the speech in the movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy, where they do the frozen concentrated orange juice futures at the end, and the guy comes out. This year, the COP report seems to indicate that the orange production will be as expected. He usually says stuff like that, right? And you're like, what the heck's he talking about? But this time, I listened to the whole thing live, 45 minutes, long speech. And he basically said that because of the recent jobs data, they have actually changed their alignment and are now cautioning on the side of a rate cut in so many words. I'll be honest, when I was listening to it, I didn't think it was that bullish, but I checked crypto and Bitcoin was up $4,000, right? And it was like, oh my gosh. And then everybody started really digesting this information. And all the Wall Street analysts are like, this is definitely a 25 basis point cut in interest rates in September. And once they start cutting, they usually don't stop. And now the entire market has gone crazy, okay? Ethereum's at 47.70. It's within $120 of its all-time high, which I remember back in November 21, when we thought crypto was going to the moon. It was the end of that bull market at the time. And I'm looking at the CoinMarketCap right now. I'm going to share with you what I'm looking at here. And there is so much green, it's not even funny, right? It looks like an algae convention here. I don't know. I just came up with that one. But can everybody see this? Raise your hand here. You can see this is CoinMarketCap. Mark can see it. So Bitcoin's at 116,630. So that's actually up about 4,000, maybe 4,500 from this morning. But Ethereum, look at this. In 24 hours, Ethereum is up 13.4%, with Bitcoin only up 3.8%. So Ethereum is towering over Bitcoin, which has been the narrative over the last 30 days. What have we seen on the back of that? Well, these are two figures that I watch all the time. Mark, take a look at this sucker. Look at Bitcoin dominance drop a full percentage point in one day. That is insane. And it's still making all-time lows as I talk. Now, this is at 58.53%. What does that mean? That means the $2.5 trillion market cap of Bitcoin represents only 58% of the market. Now, just a few weeks ago, it was way back here at 66, way back here at 66. That's a lot to drop. And every time this drops, it means altcoin season is coming sooner. Now, look at the graph on the right. This is Ethereum dominance. Look at this sucker. It's gone from 13.6 this morning up to 14.5. That's a 1% increase from 13.5 to 14.5. That's massive, massive. And what does this mean? It means altcoin season is coming. And you can see on the top of this page here, you can see this little thing called altcoin index. Can everybody see that? I'm kind of making it bold at the top there. It says it's 49 out of 100. Matter of fact, let's click into altcoin index and just look at this sucker. The altcoin index basically kind of gives us an idea when altcoin season is, okay? And it's typically when the altcoins are moving more than the Bitcoin and Ethereum in any given day. For it to actually be full on altcoin season, it's at 48 now. It needs to get up in the 75 band. And so we're getting very close, very close. When it's down here below 25, altcoins, quite frankly, they just suck, all right? But right now it's getting to be very interesting. And you can see, look at some of these massive performers all outperforming Bitcoin, which you can see is over the 90 days, Bitcoin's at 6.83%. Look at all these coins outperforming it. That is kind of crazy if you think about it. All right, now some of those, Ethereum's going to be in here somewhere. I can find it. So Ethereum has done pretty well, but it hasn't done as well as some of these coins. These are the indicators we're looking at. And these are the type of numbers that we monitor behind the scenes inside our investment club. And that's why my members are going to be making a lot of money over the course of the next few months. I'm talking tens of millions. Some of them will make hundreds of millions of dollars because now it's finally happening. So tonight, I want to show you what's happening. I don't think this rally is going to stop, quite frankly. I just think the whole market's digesting this. And we now see that Powell might be starting to cut rates more and more and more. And honestly, it affects low cap companies, like small companies in the US and the Russell 2000, and also small and crypto, like altcoins, like we call them, the most. And their Ethereum just broke 4,800. Oh my gosh. Folks, we might get an all-time high in Ethereum in the entire history of humanity. Live with me right now. Who would like that? Who would think that's a pretty cool fitting way of spending your night? Right. Okay. That'd be pretty cool. So there you go, folks. Look, I want to jump into this, but needless to say, if you're not invested in crypto in a significant way, I would say you want to start now. You would think by these numbers it's too late, but it's not actually, because it hasn't even begun to move. All right. Now, maybe it's a little late to buy Ethereum. Yeah, don't buy Ethereum, but you can still buy a bunch of these altcoins and they haven't yet gone up their 10x, 20x, 30x. And trust me, this will happen. This is only a matter of time before it happens. This is exactly the way we predicted it was going to happen a year ago, 2 years ago, 2 months ago. And so it's kind of refreshing to see Ethereum now at 48.11. Its all-time high is 48.91. So we're within $88 now. It just went to 13. Man, this is really nuts. Okay. I did not expect this to happen today. Let me just say that. Okay. And that's a beautiful thing about crypto. You really can't predict what's going on. And now Ethereum's at 48.22. So I'm not going to watch the whole price all day long, but I'm just saying it's really moving today, which is kind of crazy. So last chance to turn cameras on. We got Natalie and we got OK. So get those on right now, and we're going to jump into this presentation. Darren, great to see you, and nice to have you on the presentation. And of course, Doreen, nice to see you as well. Doreen's really an OG. She went through our Crypto and DeFi Academy 4 years ago, and now she's come back to get a refresher starting 2 weeks from now. She's already made an investment in an early stage company as well. David Knuckles here from our Crypto and DeFi Academy. What's up, David? David just invested in one of the companies. Darren did as well. Mark and Kristen, I don't know, we're waiting for you. Don't wait too long, but everybody's getting involved here, and we're really excited about that. All right, folks, let's jump in and talk about this presentation. I want to talk about what Trump's doing, but it's also very relevant to what's happening with these markets. All right, hands up if you can see these two good-looking guys that love crypto and are making a lot of money. Yeah, okay, we like that. Okay, there we go. And folks, the big news is the Trump crypto firm announced a $1.5 billion digital coin blockchain deal. Now, I'm going to explain exactly what he's doing and why it's so important today. Because one of the reasons Ethereum is up so much in the last 30 days is because people are doing what Trump is doing with his coin with Ethereum. They're buying huge chunks of Ethereum and they're sticking it in these publicly traded shell companies that you can buy on the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ. Mark, there's actually, Darren, there's actually some in the UK right now. And one of them came by the studio there to talk a little turkey with me the other day. But there's companies in the UK doing it now. What does that mean? Say you have a pension, Mark, or Darren, or I do, and they won't let you invest in Bitcoin. Well, you can buy a Bitcoin treasury company on the FTSE and get exposure. And that's why these companies are going up. And that's why people want them, because not everybody can invest in an ETF or invest in the coin itself. Does that make a little bit of sense for people here? Mark, you probably understand that. Darren and Kristen as well. Kristen's in our Crypto and DeFi Academy as well. So if you feel like you're surrounded by London Reelers, you are. And so that's a good thing. So that's what Trump is doing here. I want to get into the details. Look, before we start, I just want to say this presentation is for information purposes only, not intended to be investment advice. If you are looking for that, please go find a professional. Also, I want to give you this free gift, which is module 1 of our super premium program called the Investment Club. All right. And if you're watching this later, you can go to londonreal.tv/download. But right now, I'm going to give you this 19-page document that's going to show you how startups raise money on the blockchain. Now, due to the powers of Zoom, I can actually send it to your chat right now. And I'm going to send you all a PDF file. If you could just try replying here in Zoom and say yes. I know it's not the easiest thing all the time, but see if you can actually master the Zoom chat. If you can do that, you're halfway to mastering crypto. Sometimes the Zoom chat's a little complicated, but I'm sending this thing to you now. Let me see, 3, 2, 1, boom. Can you just type yes as a reply? Steve Rice, didn't get it. Steve, did you get my PDF file sent to you? He got it. Steve doesn't have any crypto yet. Steve, it's actually not too late. That's the crazy part. And you know that old Japanese expression, Steve, there's two good times to plant a tree. One is 20 years ago, and the other one is today. And a lot of people look at Bitcoin, they say it's at 116,000, it's too late. Like many people believe Bitcoin's going to $1 million each. And a guy I'm going to show you later, Michael Saylor, believes each one's going to 13 million each. So let's say 15 years from now, when your Bitcoin is at 13 million, will you have any explaining to do, Steve, when you bought one at 116,000? No, I don't think so. And so some people just wait, and it's a shame, and it's not too late to get in. Did anybody else get my file? Just if you can hit reply. Anybody got it? Darren got it. David got it. If you can't hit reply and give me a message, then it'll make my day. So let's jump back into this presentation. Again, read this, but please read it after the presentation. Folks, I also want to give you a free video, and that's going to show you how to find the hottest crypto pre-sale tokens in 3 easy steps. It's going to show you really what a pre-sale token is and how we're using these things called SAFs to make a lot of money. I will give you a link to that free video at the end of this presentation. So stay for the end. I promise you won't regret it. Folks, pre-sale tokens is how we're making huge chunks of money behind the scenes. Millions, tens of millions, and with this rally, hundreds of millions of dollars from my members. What is it? What is pre-sale tokens, Brian? We never heard of this before. Yeah, no one's teaching this, and no one's giving access to the deals except for us, really on a global basis. And what it is it's a practice of secretly buying tokens from the CEO of a blockchain company before anybody in the world has access to those tokens. It's a private sale. It's actually kept secret. And then what happens is weeks later or months later, when they sell these tokens to the public on an exchange like Coinbase or Kraken or Binance, then all of a sudden millions of people have access, and many times the price goes through the roof. It can go up 5x, 10x, 20x. Has anyone here heard of an IPO? Steve, have you heard of an IPO before? Okay, it's a lot like that. Wendy knows what I'm talking about. Mark does. An IPO is an initial public offering, the very first time that people can buy company stock. This is the same thing. And a lot of times you see prices go up. And by the way, in the New York Stock Exchange, we saw a crypto IPO called Bullish go up 3x recently. And we saw the Circle.io IPO, the stablecoin, go up 10x. And we actually had some investments in that. So that was really good for us. Those were stocks that went up. Crypto can go up and even more. That's what we're doing behind the scenes. And a lot of you probably don't know, but this token here, Solana, who here has heard of Solana before? I think most of you have. Okay, Mark has, David has, Darren has, Steve's heard of it. Okay, that's good. Doesn't own any, but heard of it. That's good. Did you know that Solana, you could have bought this as a pre-sale token before it was ever on these exchanges? Now, right now, it trades about 200 bucks each, 210 bucks. You could have bought this thing for 4 pennies each. Now, if you would only put $1,000, Steve, on that day into Solana, that one investment of $1,000 would be worth $5 million today. And that is the power of crypto. Now, who here could use an extra 5 million bucks right about now? Anybody? Darren's like, yeah. Steven's like, no, Brian, more money, more problems, right? Kristen wants some. Okay. Look, 5 million bucks is enough to change your life, right? Even you, Steve. And so, look, it's real money that can change your life forever. And what I want to do is I want to create wealth for people. And, I'll say one thing before we get into this presentation. Unlike every other crypto person on the planet, I do not believe that wealth is the end goal. Money's not going to make you happy, and money's not going to solve your problems. But what it's going to do is this. It's going to give you the space to find out why you're here on this planet and what your purpose is. And then you can go all in that. But I don't think it's easy to do that when you're living paycheck to paycheck and constantly stressed about money. Has anyone here been stressed about money in the past? Are you kidding me? I mean, I had American Express, had a hitman looking for me until I was 30 years old. I mean, it was bad. You know what I mean, right, Steve? Crazy. And so I know what it's like. It's a constant state of stress, and you can't create, you can't take a breather, and you're just constantly just going from check to check. I don't want that. I want to create wealth for all my members so they can actually do something beautiful with the world. I choose to do London Real. Some people say, Brian, why would you do this? Why would you do this to yourself? But it's been an amazing thing for me. And that's what I use to give back. And it's made me very happy. I used to be a banker, and I made a lot of money, and it made me very miserable. And so I've really been there before. But I also understand a lot of people say, yeah, Brian, I'd rather have some money and be miserable. Guess what? We're going to give you a bunch of money and then hopefully surround you with a community that's also giving back. And that's really what we're all about here at London Real. Folks, this is a deal that we did a few months ago, and this is the SAFT agreement, the legal document we signed. Can everyone see the blue circle here on the screen? It's important to take a look at that number. That's a $200,000 investment. And can everyone see the red circle? That's the price we paid per token. That's not $1.25. That's 1.25 pennies. So we bought these cheaper than Solana. All right. And what happened? Well, in about 4 hours, we made a $4 million profit from our members. Now, the company is called Skillful AI. Here's the CEO named Zoltan. And it was crazy, up 20x at the launch. And of course, a couple weeks later, he came and got an interview on London Real. So, because for all the companies we invest in, they get their own London Real interview. That's one of the reasons the CEOs love us. And after the interview, he said, Brian, hold on to these tokens. They're going to 100x and you'll be making $20 million. I said, great. That's exactly what the news I want to give my members. And then he said something very strange. He said, Brian, I want to join your investment club. Now, I thought this was weird because here I've got a CEO of one of the biggest companies out there, goes to all the conferences. And I said, Zoltan, surely you don't need my deal flow. Surely you see deals just as good as mine. And he said, no, Brian. He said, you have a media company with 1 billion views. He said, you see better deals than I do. You get tokens cheaper than I do. And you get the tokens faster than I ever could. I want in. And I was like, okay, wow, surprising. And I said, well, if you want to join, there's only one way to join. You have to speak to Martini on a phone call and she has to make the decision. And I said, on one more thing, Zoltan, I don't care if you got pictures of me in the studio. She doesn't do discounts. So be prepared to pay full price. And he said, well, fine, give me your number. And sure enough, 2 weeks later, he's in. So now if you come to our Zoom calls, you'll see Zoltan on there. He's done 13 deals with us. And he's also one of our portfolio companies. Now, look, folks, I can sit here and tell you how amazing our club is, and it is. But honestly, this is the best proof. One of the companies we've invested in literally spent his money to join the club to get our deal flow. And, we haven't looked back since. Folks, this is another deal we did called Shrapnel. It's actually a video game on the blockchain, a video game like Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto, the ones that you hear about. This thing did a 20x in 20 days and made my club a $5 million profit. This is called the Mochaverse, and this is the digital ID system of a massive gaming conglomerate called Animoca Brands. Here I am with the chairman, Yat Siu. He's a total genius. I believe he is the next Elon Musk. And this thing was up 20x on launch. And I haven't even looked at the price today. I'm sure it's up massively on a day like today, and it's just going to keep on going. Folks, this is real money. If you had put 25K in this deal, you've just made a $500,000. Okay. That's real money. And maybe that's not enough for our big ballers here like Steve to retire on, but it's enough to give you a little breathing room, right, Steve? So maybe you take a little extended holiday, maybe buy a nice hypercar. Apparently they're called hypercars in Dubai. A supercar is kind of passe. Yeah, the hypercars cost, 500K or $1 million. So, but look, it's enough money to give you a little breathing room is what it is. Folks, this is Story Protocol. It was up 22x. And this was the first time we invested with a massive firm called Andreessen Horowitz. And you can look them up, but they're probably the biggest venture capital company in the world. And to give people like you, normal everyday people, access to a deal with the biggest venture capital fund in the world, well, it's probably one of the reasons we did so well on it and made 22x. And again, I haven't checked the token price of this thing today, Martini, but I'm sure it's through the roof as well. Look, when all these coins are rallying, ours go up even more than the Ethereums and Bitcoins. And that's why it's called altcoin season. Folks, this was one of our first meme coins. It was called Cats. It was up 14x on the first day. And one of our members, Christina from Germany, she actually put in $30,000 on this with her mother. And she woke up to a $420,000 profit. I'll never forget it. She's like, Brian, my phone is broken. It's not right. We were like, Kristen is right. You just made $420,000. And it's great. I love to have those moments with my members. And of course, this is the $1 billion fund we invested in with this gentleman named Dan Tapiero. Martini, I've been calling him the greatest trader in the world for a long time, but I told you last night on the investment club call, he is crushing it with this fund 1RT and his 4 other funds. Our fund is up 4x, and this is an equity-only fund, okay? There's no tokens in here. Honestly, if he had made 20-25%, we would have thought it was amazing. He was heavily involved with the Circle IPO, with the eToro IPO, with the upcoming Kraken IPO, with the upcoming Gemini IPO. These are the biggest names on Wall Street, and he's invested in all of them. And there was a live call with him a couple nights ago. I'll send the recording into the Investment Club, Martini. And he said that after the IPO of these companies next year, he thinks they will be the highest performing fund in the world. Not crypto fund, any fund will be his. And that just blows me away. And Dan's been a friend. He's been on the show for the last 4 years. We put $1 million into this sucker. And guess what? His new fund just opened up, 50T. And the plan is to put another $1 million in that. So this is what we do behind the scenes, folks. Now I want to show you some of our latest deals. In fact, one of these deals, a couple of our members on this call just invested in. And these are the things we see behind the scenes. And what you're going to see is a couple things. You're going to see the deals themselves, which are pretty hot, but you'll see the format where we review the deals. So every Monday and every Thursday, 7 p.m. Monday, 6 p.m. Thursday, UK time, we have like the Shark Tank for crypto. And the CEOs come on and they pitch us, and our entire investment club group in a Zoom call just like this listens to the pitch. I ask them hard questions. We put them through the ringer, and then the whole group votes as a consensus if they're in or out on the deal. And then we choose to invest. And that's really what it's like. It's a pretty cool process. And honestly, you can come join us on these calls. So if you send Martini a direct message right now, she'll get you on the next call on a Monday at 7 p.m. and come by, check it out. You might be pretty impressed about what it's like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you one of the deals. The first one is called Crypto Nights, which Dave on this call just invested in. And I mean, literally like an hour ago. And this is basically on Amazon Prime right now. You can go to Amazon Prime and watch this series. It's been watched 30 million times. And this really is a reality television show with a famous Hollywood actor, moderator, host, and real crypto projects doing the Shark Tank for crypto. And we have access to the token, which I'll tell you more about later. This is Crypto Nights.
It looks like a very good project.
Production value is really high.
We've never seen anything like it.
There's a lot of opportunity here.
Crypto Nights is not just a TV show, it is a complete ecosystem. Some people call it the Shark Tank for crypto. Projects from across the globe come and pitch to a very elite set of investors. We're an Emmy Award nominated production team. I've been in the entertainment business for about 20 years. We started generating revenue even before we started filming season 1. We generated $4.9 million worth of token revenue. In season 2, we are anticipating $6 million. Plus, our goal is really to make this a global brand, and we want to lead the space with Crypto Nights.
VC funding for crypto projects is not as robust as it was last year. Is that a challenge for you right now?
From our point of view, that's not a big challenge. Projects need us more now than ever before because we give them access to that capital. Folks like Blue Whale, I think they raised like over $1 million in that one session. So that's where we make that massive difference.
So if I own some Knight tokens, I'm owning a small piece of every company that's coming on your program in the future.
That's true. Every single company. By simply buying the Crypto Nights token, you could end up owning 100 different tokens.
2 thumbs up if you like this play. Arno's up, Jose 2 up, Christopher is in, Tracy's in, Federica's in, Oliver's in, Trevor's in, Camille's in, KN's in. Dr. Encore, your thoughts?
They've got the media distribution to actually help these projects do well and get the word out.
It has an excellent format. Seems to be very experienced in the media. He understands the crypto market, the crypto environment.
So this is an unusual project. It really is diversifying our portfolio. They already have a proven track record of being profitable in season 1.
I love the idea that it's not only investing in the production company, but also potential to invest in the other projects. I'm really excited about this one.
All right, what do we think of Crypto Nights? Pretty cool, right? And you can see the format, right? The CEO comes in, all those other people talking are members of our investment club, giving us their opinion on whether they want to invest. Look, what we love about this company is a few things. First of all, only the best companies get to go on Crypto Nights to pitch. And actually 4 of our portfolio companies, actually Skillful AI, Zoltan pitched there and raised some money. Another one of our companies, Blue Whale AI, raised $1 million on that. He mentioned it there. And so you get the best of the companies, they actually get funding and they get media exposure. And with the Crypto Nights token, we get tokens of every company that's pitching. So those companies get exposure, they get funding, and we get a piece of all of those. We also get a media company, which is a brand new way of seeing eyeballs. And look at this market. It's a bull market with everyone now in America and the world wanting to get into crypto. You know, Trump tweets about it daily. And so this is the perfect time to get involved in a company like that. We actually don't have too much allocation left. I only think about 25K left, and that will be closed. But look, it's one of the deals that's super cool. The next deal we have right now is a really fascinating one that's got to do with AI agents. Now, it's one thing when you talk to an AI agent and they do things for you, but think about the fact of 2 or 3 or 4 AI agents working with each other to build something for you. This is the future, and we have an MIT Sloan School of Management professor who has a patent on this A to A, agent to agent AI. And it's pretty fascinating. He's already had a bunch of exits, and he's actually speaking with some massive Web2 companies right now. And it's called Synergetics, and here it is.
I think it's really incredible.
Great presentation. The guy definitely knew what he was talking about.
This is their multi-billion-dollar unicorn legacy play.
I have a track record of actually delivering on startups. That's just me. This is me in the Agentic AI working group at MIT. We got written up in Forbes and MSN organically. And then we were also highlighted by NVIDIA at the Microsoft conference. And we have partnerships with Google, Plug and Play, Guidewire, and so on. So we are sort of like the creme de la creme of the people on this decentralized AI. We are a company that's powering the agent economy. Avatars, chatbots, voice agents, and embedded systems. So the market for this is roughly $70 billion, and we believe that we can take a market share of about $7 billion out of this. We have actually deployed agents in the field. We are currently generating revenues. This year we plan to crack low 7 digits.
Show me some thumbs here, please, everybody on the call. So Camille likes it, Christopher Molson likes it, Pedtia likes it, Daniel Walker likes it. We got Jacqueline Capstead with 2 thumbs up, 2 up from Paul, 2 up from Henry Shiner.
I think this can be a real success. I do see the differentiators with the many other agentic players we've seen.
He really knows his stuff, his experience. I think it's really incredible.
I'm actually working for a financial institution, and we're currently implementing a lot of the AI agents that he's talking about.
You don't teach at MIT Sloan unless you're somebody that's up there. And he's had successful exits for large amounts of money.
We're investing in an expert in his field, and he is at the top of his level.
Oh yeah, what do you think? Pretty cool, right? He was on the show the other night and everyone was there and we were all really impressed. Mark, I think you were on that call, and I think we put him through the paces, and I think Doreen, you were there as well, and we were like, okay, this guy really knows his stuff, and we think he's going to come in with a massive exit. Also, that company could be acquired by a Google at any point in the journey, and those guys throw billions around, you know, just to pick up good tech. So we love that. Folks, those are the kind of deals we do. And again, this is what we do inside the Investment Club. You're welcome to join us on these calls and just take a peek at what we're doing. Next one is Monday, 7 p.m. Just reach out to Martini and you can do it. And this is how we learn. You know, a lot of people come to these calls not knowing much. They don't know the terminology. When they're done, they become experts. And our members usually do their first deal in the first 2 or 3 weeks. We only invest together and everybody makes their own decisions. And it's just one of the reasons that we've been so successful. And we're going to be doing this for the next 10, 20 years, make a boatload of money, change the world in the right way, and make lifelong friends. That's kind of what we're doing in there. And we're just really enjoying it. And it's much more fun when the market rallies, right, Martini? So there you go. Look, jumping back into this presentation, we've been asked a lot lately, especially in the last couple of weeks, how does London Real pick so many winners? How do you guys have these 10Xs and 14Xs and 20Xs and 22Xs? Like, what's going on? And we thought about it long and hard, and we came up with a conclusion that success is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. The truth is, folks, we're coming up on 5 years where we have been all in on crypto. Okay, we were in this space before it was trendy, before it was convenient. In some countries, you know, they were still putting people in jail for doing crypto, and we were all in. We were also all in during the bear market when Bitcoin went down to 16,000. Yeah, not 116, 16,000 in October of 22. We were here doing our calls, making our investments, building our network, building our reputation. And so this ain't our first rodeo. And we've become very good at this. We have an incredible deal flow. We have an incredible pipeline, an incredible reputation. And the truth is that every upcoming blockchain company wants our media, and they want our investments, and they want our advisory. And that's how I can offer you the hottest deals on the planet as a normal, everyday investor. And it really is a brand new model, and we're really taking it all the way. Folks, look, a lot of you have felt like Drake on the top. You've tried to invest with crypto on your own, and you've been burned. How many people here have lost money in crypto? Come on, be honest. Raise your hands, right? Put your hands down if you're lying to me. Oh, man, shame on you, David. Okay. Look, Steve maybe hasn't invested in crypto yet. I'll give him a pass. Look, it's so easy to lose money in crypto. Mark knows, right? You come into the space, you're all bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. You go on Twitter X and you find some crypto influencer with a fake name and a fake picture. And before you know it, you bought a fake token and it's down 50%. And you say, to hell with these guys. I'm done. Enough. And that's a shame because crypto is more than just pumping and making money. It's actually a complete new shift in human paradigm. It's the internet of ownership, if you will. And so there's another way, folks. You can come along with myself and London Real and a community of 150 people with a credible track record and make money over the next 10, 20 years, create generational wealth. It can be done in one cycle, and we're going to show you how to do it. And that's through our investment club. This is the greatest product we've ever created in our 14-year history, by far. Okay? We've been doing this for 4 years. We've created more money for more people with this product than any other product we've ever created. We've changed the world more than that. We've raised more money. We've changed the trajectories of entire companies based on this. Now, look, if you've ever struggled with money in your life, if you've ever been stressed about money, if you've lived paycheck to paycheck, if you ever looked in the mirror and say, when am I ever going to get on top of this? This money thing is just ruining my life. I can't seem to figure it out. It stresses me out. It kills my relationships. When can I figure this out? If you've ever had that moment, and Lord knows I've had quite a few times, then this is the solution for you. Because you've got to unplug from the matrix. You've got to unlearn everything you were taught at school or not taught about money. You've got to unlearn saving your money with that, which is the biggest mistake. Because here's the news. Your bankers aren't going to help you. Your government's not going to save you. And your corporation is not going to help you. When you're 70 years old and you've got nothing, you're going to be in a desperate situation. And so if you want to change that, you've got to take action. You can't just sit around because no one's going to give this to you. And the way to do this is through digital asset ownership. And we're going to show you how we've been massively successful. And look, if this is of interest with you, as I told Zoltan earlier, the CEO of that company, there's only one way to join our club, and that's by booking a call with Martini. If this is just mildly intriguing to you, then click on one of these links in the chat there and book a call with Martini. She's extremely busy right now because there's a high demand for this club, and she's talking to people all around the world. But if you really want to change your financial situation, if you're sick and tired of being run by money or the lack thereof, then book a call with her. And we'll talk about this more at the end. Folks, we also have a 4-week Crypto and DeFi Academy, which I rumor has it that Steve's going to join us on in about 10 days. And this is really our premier product. I've been teaching this for almost 4.5 years. And we've now discounted it by 60% to $999. It's really 4 weeks, 4 modules. It's an invitation-only program. It has 8 hours of live calls with me. It's got access to our online e-learning platform. It's got my triple-tiered accountability system, so you really have to do the work. There's no excuses. We have dedicated coaches, team leaders, and we got a private group for posting assignments. I've got 3 or 4 people in this group right now that are in the course, maybe 6, and they're crushing it right now. And this is an amazing way just to get to know crypto. In week 1, we go through the history of crypto. You read the Bitcoin white paper, learn about Ethereum, stablecoins, and the rest. In week 2, you start buying crypto. You get set up on your centralized exchanges like Coinbase and Binance. You also set up your hot wallet, your cold wallet, and you do your first decentralized finance trade in the 2nd week, which is pretty much unheard of in this industry. Week 3, we do complex DeFi trades from earning yield to liquidity pools to options trading. And module 4, we show you how to really grow your portfolio and make a boatload of money in crypto. Folks, right now, we've discounted this to $999. It's a total bargain. It's the best course in crypto in the world by far. I've seen them all. I've bought them all. I've tried them all. They're not like this. This is me and you talking in real time, 8 different sessions twice a week for 4 weeks. And you're pre-approved. If you go to LearnReal.tv/buy, you can literally join now. And actually, we'll get you on an investment club call on Monday if you do that, and we'll get you set up. Also, here's my 8-step trading checklist. If you want to take a screenshot of that, that's just our gift to you. And if you check off each one of these things before you make a trade, it's probably going to save you a boatload of money. Folks, this is the big news that I was referring to, and that is that Trump, his crypto firm, announced this $1.5 billion digital coin deal. And they basically created a shell company on the New York Stock Exchange called Alt5 Sigma. And it's going to raise $1.5 billion, and it's going to buy tokens in World Liberty Financial, which is the Trump family's decentralized finance protocol. World Liberty is also the creator of USD1, which I think is the fastest growing stablecoin in the world. All right. And a lot of people don't understand, the Trump family spent 70 years amassing somewhere between $1 and $2 billion in real estate wealth. In the last 14 months, they've doubled or tripled that in crypto. All right. So these folks like us, when they see something that's hot, they jump on it. And I highly recommend that you do the same. And of course, this is some of the details of the deal. They're going to actually start off with $450 million worth of the WLFI coins. Those, as far as I know, are still not available to the public, still insiders. And of course, it's Zach Witkoff, which is the son of Stephen Witkoff, which is President Trump's special envoy to Russia, to Israel, these kinds of things. And they're doing what a lot of companies are doing when it comes to buying crypto inside of a publicly listed company. This is happening in Ethereum. This is happening in Solana. This is happening with Cardano. And now this is happening with Trump's World Liberty Financial. And it's actually going to happen even more. I showed you our company 22X before, Story Protocol. They've started doing it with a company. And it's possible that a couple of the other companies that I showed you earlier today are doing the same thing. This creates demand for the tokens and sends them through the roof, quite simply. Folks, we've now heard that Bitcoin's going to hit $150,000 in the next few weeks. And based on today's price action, yeah, one of my good friends, Michael Turpin, I just read a tweet from him right now, and he's now calling 220K Bitcoin in November. All right. And Michael's been around since 2013, 2012 in Bitcoin. He's an OG. Ethereum, now people are calling it for at 10,000. It's probably going to hit an all-time high today. I checked just a second ago and it was $50 away. Some people are saying Ethereum will go to 60,000, 70,000, which will be pretty insane. And of course, Standard Chartered has said that Bitcoin will go at $500,000 each. Folks, it's happening right now. And now we know that a new wave or a $15 trillion earthquake is heading straight for Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and all of these other coins. Now, a lot of you know I ran to be mayor of London on a pro-crypto, pro-freedom of speech platform. I wanted all the voting to be on the blockchain. I wanted the budget of London to be on the blockchain, right? Try to get some politician to agree to that. And I wanted to create the London coin. I was going to put 100 pounds of crypto into the wallet of every man, woman, and child. But you know what? They weren't ready for me in London. So, Steve, I'm going to make you rich instead. Sound good? Doreen, I think you deserve it. Darren, might as well. I think David will do that instead. And so that's where I'm here. Honestly, it's more fun. And I'm just going to make the members of my clubs filthy rich. That's my plan over the next couple of years. Folks, a lot of you know I spend 6 months a year in Dubai because it's the center of crypto. And here I am with my Dubai studio with some of the biggest influencers there. This is Dr. Marwan Al-Zaruni, runs the Dubai Blockchain Center and the AI Center. He's basically plugged into every major crypto influencer. This is Uni Wong. She's one of the influencers, specifically in meme coins. A tweet from her can really move the markets. This is Carl Moon. Now, Carl was working as a grocery store clerk a few years ago in Stockholm, Sweden, and now he's a crypto billionaire. So when I hear people like you give me excuses that you're not ready or you don't have time or you don't have the money, blah, blah, blah. This kid was broke as a joke in a job going nowhere. And he took action and created $1 billion of crypto over the last few years. So, I mean, quite frankly, you can save your excuses because that's all they are. They're just nonsense that's going to keep you living a quiet life of desperation. Or you can pull the trigger and move forward, right? It's up to you. At the end of your life, no one's going to care, but you'll care. And I wish you would take the latter, take action, go into the unknown and create an incredible life based on your actions. This is Chris MM Crypto, another good friend of mine. He was driving a taxi in Germany a few years ago. I've seen the pictures. He's now a crypto billionaire. So again, don't tell me that you're not able to do this. I've heard all the excuses. I don't have enough money. I just started my job. I just quit my job. I just got married. I just got divorced. I just had kids. I just left the house. There's always something. The question is, how bad do you want it? Right? Are you angry enough with your current situation to change it? That's what it comes down to, right? And now if you're satisfied with where you're doing, great, keep doing it. But if you're sick and tired of getting the same results, if you don't want fast forward 30, 40 years and you to end your life now in your current situation, probably letting down everybody that ever depended on you, then don't make a change. But if you're sick and tired of this, then make a change. All it takes is a single decision and moving forward. Folks, this quarter, we're investing over $5 million into 15 different blockchain and AI deals this quarter. I tell you this because we are probably plugged in more than anyone on this planet, right? I'm going to talk to 200 different CEOs are going to pitch us on these calls this year. We know what blockchain is hot. We know what corporate niche is hot. We are very good at what we do, and we can show you what we think is hot as well. And it's all down to this: London Real Ventures. This is the world's first media-powered investment firm. No one's ever done this in history. No one's ever taken a media company like ours, 14-year history, 1 billion views, 5 million followers, and combined it with a venture capital company with $25 million in capital. You put these two together, magic happens. I can get the hottest deals on the planet. I can get you access for as little as a $5,000 investment. It's really amazing. And this is what amazing looks like. This is our portfolio. And what you're looking at here is the best of the best, the creme de la creme of Web3 investments. Each one of these companies with the potential to become a $2 or a $5 billion protocol. What you see here is decentralized finance. You see artificial intelligence on the blockchain. You see gaming companies play. You see Bitcoin plays. Everything is here. And just one of these investments can probably set you up financially for the rest of your life. Folks, we just hit a major milestone. I got to change this slide, Martini. We've actually just crossed $22 million invested in over 100 different blockchain and AI deals. We are bigger than most funds in crypto, right? And yet we started off as a humble media channel. And guess what, folks? We're just getting warmed up. You're actually joining at probably the perfect time. One of the reasons we win is we invest alongside the big money. I'm talking about $10 billion funds. Names you probably heard of, like Coinbase Ventures, Cathie Wood's ARK Invest, Andreessen Horowitz, Galaxy Digital, Warner Brothers Music. And we can pass on that access to you. And of course, recently we were voted the best venture capital KOL of the year. KOL stands for Key Opinion Leader, and we were recognized by the entire industry as being the best at what we do. And a lot of you know, I just received the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Global Family Office Summit. I got this in Dubai a few months ago, and we were being recognized for our services to media and to the investment community. And of course, now, if you're in crypto, you know who we are. And just in case you didn't know who we are, I felt the need to lace up the gloves for Crypto Fight Night and jump in the ring with this young man who was talking a little bit of trash to me, Mark. These kids these days, they don't have enough respect. So I had to lace up and teach him some manners. And apparently he wants a rematch. So October 1st in Singapore, it's happening. Get your tickets now. Folks, we believe the greatest way to predict the future is just to go out there and create it. How many people want to live their life this way? Come on. Who's with me here, right? If your hands up, aren't up, you might as well get off my call. I don't need your negative vibes here. I want people who want to walk shoulder to shoulder with me into battle and come in for the big win. That's what I want. Now, look, we've been challenged before. Back in 2020, they tried to cancel us. They tried to silence us. YouTube dropped me. PayPal dropped me. Facebook dropped me. LinkedIn dropped me. And we said, to hell with all of you. We're going to keep on broadcasting. We fought back and we won. We were talking serious 3-letter organizations in the world, right? trillion-dollar tech companies. So this is nothing new for us. And we're going to do the same thing here. All right. We're going to create massive amounts of money. We're going to empower the ownership economy. We're going to make all the people involved wealthy, and we're going to create lifelong friends. That's what we're doing. And it all comes down to our mission statement, which is on our wall here in London at our studios. And that says that we're here to create a mass scale transformation of humanity into a fully empowered, conscious, and cooperative species. Folks, we're different. All right. We do things different. We're not like your mainstream media and your big pharma and your big tech. We want to give you your power back. We want to cooperate with each other. We want to make you more conscious. And this is one of the reasons we attract the big deals, because people like our vibrations. They like our why. They like our meaning. But of course, you know, for me, it's not just business, it's personal, because I got these two fellas to look out for. This is Caden and Damon. Damon turns 8 years old today. Yeah, you can send him happy birthday. I said, what do you want for your birthday? You want Legos? You want this? He said, I want Ethereum. I was like, damn, somebody raised that boy right, man. And so that's Damon in the middle. You got Caden on the right. He likes Bitcoin. And look, I have to look out for these boys in the future. I'm worried about their future. You know, I'm worried that their banks are going to censor their transactions. Their governments are going to print more money, and that, you know, robot-powered, AI-powered robots are going to dominate their lives. And when they ask me 5 or 10 years from now, Papa, where's our Bitcoin? I'm not going to give them some excuse. You know, I'm there to deliver. And so I'll be honest with you. Every day I wake up and think, what risk do I have to take? What fear do I have to go in? Because without risk, there is no reward. If you think someone's going to hand you this, that's not going to happen. You're going to have to go out and take it. How many people in here have people that depend on you right now? Anybody? Well, trust me, the older you get, the more, right? Wait till your parents get a little older. Wait till you, trust me. And I don't know about you, but I'm not going to give my people excuses. And I recommend you don't either. So take action today. Folks, this is Michael Saylor. He believes Bitcoin is the apex property of the human race. Michael is the original treasury company. All right. So I showed you what the Trumps are doing with their World Liberty Financial Token. Michael started doing this in 2020 by buying Bitcoin on his publicly traded company called MicroStrategy, now called Strategy. Now, I spoke to Michael back in 20, and he's been on the show a few times. And Michael now has $75 billion worth of Bitcoin. Isn't that crazy? He's buying another 40 billion as we speak. He actually thinks each Bitcoin is going to $13 million. So you're not late, Steve. You're getting in cheap right now, or for anybody else. And he thinks that AI and ETFs are going to power a decade-long gold rush for Bitcoin. Now, a lot of my students say, Brian, what do I get the information about crypto, right? How do I learn more about crypto? What website do I go to? Who do I follow on Twitter? I'm always like, you know what? Save all that stuff. Go listen to the OGs for 50 hours straight, for 100 hours. That's how you learn. And so I'm suggesting everybody starts now. Here is 2 minutes from one of my interviews with Michael Saylor.
We went from investing 250 million in Bitcoin to 425 million in Bitcoin to eventually $1 billion in Bitcoin to $2 billion in Bitcoin to just slightly less than $4 billion.
You said there are decades when nothing happens and there are weeks when Bitcoin happens.
So every decade there's some profound paradigm shift. It's such an out of the blue idea that no one can conceive of why you would even want it. What you've got is a lot of people questioning all their premises, and rising through that chaos is a new idea. What if I can encrypt energy? What if I can encrypt money such that nobody on earth, no government can debase it, no corporation can steal it? I don't trust anybody. I'm going to create a shared immutable ledger, incorruptible, immortal, transcendental ledger. If I can transfer $1 million of value from me to you without an intermediary, that means I have transcended the political realm.
You said, Brian, I like Bitcoin because it has low aspirations.
The idea of Bitcoin was, how do I create a protocol that's fair and equitable that I give as a gift to the world that no one can control? If you're going to do it and you understand thermodynamics, and if you have any sense of genetics or biology or physics, you realize you need to be very humble in your aspirations. How do we give the gift of property rights, freedom, and sovereignty and empowerment to everybody on the planet? The best idea 30 years ago was YouTube or Google Maps, Twitter or Facebook or email. I think the best idea for the next 30 years is digital energy. Everybody can own their stuff and nobody can take it away from them.
We like Michael. We feeling his vibes. Yeah, incredible stuff. Honestly, he's the OG. If it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be the Ethereum treasury companies, the Trump treasury companies, you name it. And it's just been incredible. We are in very exciting times right now, folks. The next few months will be absolutely incredible to watch, and even better to be a part of, to be an investor, and to make a boatload of money. Fortunes will be made in the next 2 months in crypto. And there's still time for you to do it as well. Takeaways from Michael is this. Number one, crypto is encrypted energy. Michael thinks of it that way. It's like walking around with a pocket full of energy, right? That's what it actually is. Two, no government can debase it. No corporation can steal it, because crypto actually transcends money. It's the soundest, strongest money you've ever even considered in your life. And it actually means you show up to life differently with that type of money. Folks, if it wasn't obvious, 2025 is the year of crypto, and you've missed most of it. You're about to miss the whole thing, right? You're coming right on the end of it. There's still time to invest. There's actually still time to create that generational wealth, but it's like you're down to days here and weeks, not months. And look, my job is to try to get as many people to wake up to this, because a year from now, you're going to come back and say, Brian, why didn't I listen to you? So every time I meet somebody, I shake them senseless until they can do it, because I feel like I'm doing them a disservice if I don't get them into this exciting market now. Not next year, not 2 years from now. It's going to be too late, in my opinion. So where and how do we invest? Well, first you have to find the hottest trend. And I'm going to share with you our investment thesis shortly. But there's one thing you need that you'll never find on your own, not in a million years, not in a million years. And that is high quality deal flow. Now, if you go down to the latest crypto conference, or if you go on LinkedIn, Steve, or you go into some random WhatsApp group, you're going to see all sorts of deals being offered to you. Yeah. If you see those, you should run the other way, because that's the perfect way to lose all your money. I'm not talking about the 10,000 you promised your wife or your husband you'd invest in crypto. When these people get done with you, you'll be millions in the hole. All right. Now, I'm not saying they're all bad actors, but there's a lot of incompetence out there as well. And it all comes down to the quality of the deals. And we know this because you've seen our track record. We have hit them out of the park multiple times. But I know what it's like to know nobody in this space and to know that I am the sucker in the room. And that's exactly what you are if you try to do this. And I've seen so many people do it and fail. And so that's why I've spent the last 5 years of my life traveling the world, building the relationships with the people that will bring you the deals that'll make you millions and millions of dollars. Now, here's me on my first trip to Dubai. On the left, I'm hanging out with the big influencers like Carl and Chris. In the middle, I'm speaking with members of government, then venture capitalists and big influencers. From there, I flew to Paris, sat down at a private dinner with some of the biggest VCs in the world, some of the hottest upcoming companies. Of course, I'm always doing media, shooting documentary films, more influencers, more VCs. And then from there, I was back to London. I had an interview with Yatsu of Animoca Brands, went to the Token 2049 conference, more influencers, more VCs, and then we're off to Austin, Texas. This is the Consensus Conference. Again, more VCs, more influencers. I got to hang out with some Hollywood stars like William Shatner and Alex Jones, my friend. And then in the bottom right-hand corner, I got to sit down with my investment club. Can everyone see those crazy people down on the right-hand side, right? What are they doing, Steve? Why are they having so much fun, Steve? Because they're making so much cash, right? That's what that smile is, right? Well, but the truth is we love hanging out with each other. We love making lots of money. We love changing the world. And we love hanging out with founders in this space because it's a really exciting place to be. Of course, from there, I was off to Singapore, where I'll be next month, of course, to lace up the gloves as well. And here you can see I'm changing the color of my suit from white to orange to red to pinstripe. What's wrong with me, Stephen? Some people say I just have an attention problem. I didn't get enough from my mother. And, that probably is true. But the truth is the orange suit gives me more deals than the dark suit. And when I walk into a room like that, people come over to me and say, who the heck are you? Who do you think you are? I'm like, I'm an investor. How about you? They're like, well, now that you mention it, I've got a blockchain company. And so far, these suits have made us millions of dollars. Just don't tell my tailor or he's going to want to cut. From here, I was off to Toronto at the Consensus Conference. Again, more influencers, more VCs. And now we doubled, almost tripled the size of our meetup with our investment club down there on the bottom right. You see some of those crazy folks. Some of them are even trying to outsuit me. You can see that there. And look, what can I say? It's great when we all get together. We love hanging out. We're going to be with each other for the next 10, 20 years. That's Christina on the right there who made all the money on cats. And yeah, they're all there. It's just such a good time. Of course, I always end up back in Dubai, hanging out with big influencers like CZ at Binance, that's Yatsu, on stage and interviewing people at conferences. Folks, this is the work I do to bring you the deals that'll change your life. It's just quite simple. Look, if you want to win in this space, you have to invest with the best. What does that mean? Well, this is the number of deals we're going to look at every single week. We're going to boil this down to 2 or 3 CEOs that's going to come on those meetings on a Monday or Thursday. All right. And that's how we can get such high quality deal flow, right? That's what we do. It's a numbers game. But you've got to also understand the financial tools. And quite frankly, none of you do, because you've never done a pre-sale token in your life. That's not true. David, you've just done one now, right? Doreen, you've done one now. Okay. A couple of you have, but most of you never done one before you ever got in touch with us. So what did you do? I don't know. I went and bought some Bitcoin on an exchange, Brian. I bought some Ethereum. I read about this cool meme coin and I bought it and I lost all my money. That's not a strategy. Okay. We have a strategy. Okay. And this is it. We believe that early stage Web3, metaverse, and artificial intelligence investments represent the hottest opportunity on the planet. Why? Well, number one, you buy at super low valuations, and I'll show you an example shortly. Number two, you see the biggest gains possible. Number three, you invest in what I'm calling the biggest dislocation of wealth in human history. Yes, it's high risk, and the reward is even higher. And of course, I'm talking about pre-sale tokens. Again, no one's teaching this, and no one is giving access to deal flow like we are in the world, right? And we are. And it's this practice of secretly buying tokens from CEOs before they get offered on exchanges. Now, who here again heard of Solana before? Can I just see hands? Quite a few of you had. I bet nobody here had ever heard of the fact you could have bought this as a pre-sale token. But there it is. See the red circle? April 5th, 18. See the blue circle? 4 pennies. This is public information all on the blockchain, but very hard to find. Very hard to find, right? You could have bought this at 4 pennies on a pre-sale. What happened? You know what happened. 4 pennies went to $200 and $1,000 invested, Steve, would have made you $5 million. That's real money, folks. That'll change anyone's life here. Even for you big ballers, it just means you get an extra Bugatti in the driveway, right, Mark? It'll change your life at least a little bit, all right? And for me, this is important because I don't know about you. It's none of my business what you want to spend your money on. If it's a Bugatti, Mark, that's cool. If you want to fly private, Steve, that's up to you. Doreen, I hear you like beachfront property. Okay, that's fine too. But for me, money equals freedom, right? It just means I can do what I want to do. There's no boss that tells me what to do. There's no government. There's no corporation. I get to do what I want to do, right? I can start my own business. I can give the money away. I could put my grandkids through college if I want to. For me, money equals freedom. And who here wants more freedom in their life? Anybody? We all do, right? And that's what this gives you. And let me just say this point again I made in the beginning. I believe that money isn't the end goal. And you go on any crypto influencer and they'll tell you it is. Guess what? We're all going to get rich and that's going to solve all our problems. I don't think that's true. But the money is going to give you the space to figure out why you're here. And I ultimately think we all have a gift to give back to the world somehow, to create something incredible. It might be a company, it might be a blockchain company. Maybe it's a media channel like ours and a community and a movement. I don't know what it is for you. Maybe it's because it's raising the most beautiful kids in the world. Whatever it is, I want you to get to it and to stop worrying about money all the time, right? Does that sound good to everybody here? It sounds like a beautiful world, right? And I can't wait, for the next meetup of all my investment club members, because they're going to have to close down Heathrow because there'll be so many private jets coming, Martini. But Petya is going to have one for her, one for her dog, one for her staff. They're going to come in flying in formation coming in there. And so, look, I just want everyone to have that so they can just have the space to do what they want to do. And look, let me just zoom out really quick here and ask a simple question. Did anybody buy Solana at 4 pennies each? Just raise your hand. Did anybody do that? Okay, nobody did here. Why? Let's think about why. Well, I'll tell you why. Because you didn't know someone like me. You didn't have a Brian Rose in your life that could have texted you on the morning of April 5th, 2018 and said, hey, Steve, I got this new deal called Solana. Do you want to put $1,000 in there? Now, who here would have liked to get that text message from me on that morning, right? You can delete it if you want, Steve, but you might as well get it, right? Right? I want you with the option to invest. It doesn't mean you have to. And again, this is what I do every single day because I have a group in Telegram and it's called my investment club. And here's where I post my deals. Every single day, there's a notification and a text. It's a pinned deal. And I think this one is Crypto Nights. You click on the link, 30 seconds, you can invest, boom, you're done. All right. My job is to give you the highest quality deals every single day, and you make the choice. Okay. I don't invest your money. That's an insult. I give you the best choices possible. We educate you. You watch what the community does, and then you pull the trigger and invest. That's what it's all about. And it reminds me of one of my favorite movies called Wall Street, where the main character, Gordon Gekko, says the most valuable commodity I know of is information. Folks, I deal in the highest quality information in the world. And that's how you make money in this day and age. The right information at the right time. How many people know what I'm talking about, right? It's the most valuable commodity I know of, right? Is that information. And that's what we deal in. So how do you create generational wealth? You got to pull the trigger. And most of you are never going to pull the trigger because you're still too scared to do a pre-sale token deal, right? Too foreign. I don't know, Brian, I'm busy. And so you're going to procrastinate another time. You're going to watch all of this pass you by. And it reminds me of a video that one of my mentors used to play to me of these 2 lions. And maybe you can tell me which lion you are. And he used to play this for me and a bunch of people. And he would use it as a tool to try to show us what we were doing, okay? Because so many of us are looking at all these amazing opportunities. And in our life, we've watched them all go by. Now, I don't know if this is you, but here you are sitting there as this lion. You're hungry. You got kids to feed. You got pups back at home. Why not take that one? Oh, I'm too tired. Why not take that one? Oh, I don't have enough money. Why not take that one? Oh, man, I just lost my job. What about that one? No, I just got a job. No, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Maybe the next one. Oh, maybe later. And then someone like me comes in and says, man, I'll take one of those 20Xs. Yum, 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 yum. Right? Now, what's the difference between those two lions? Does anybody know? Right? They're the same lion, right? Just one of them said, to hell with this. I'm not going to do this anymore. I've watched so many opportunities go by, and based on my trepidation and my excuses and my fear, you're going to let all of them go by. And the other one just came in and said, you know what, to hell with this. Bam. It's that easy. It's so easy, right? And yet it's so hard. I get it. Fear sometimes can be debilitating, right? Before I walked in that boxing ring, I had some fear. I won't lie to you, okay? But once I walked in there, I realized it was all a joke. It was not worse than any of the many sparring sessions I had done in the past. But at the time, I thought it was a big deal, right? And a lot of people wouldn't have even done it. And the same with this here, folks. This money is out there waiting for you to grab it, right? You got 100 excuses why you shouldn't. And guess what? They're going to win if you let it. Or you can be like lion number 2, and you can be like, you know what? Let's just go get some. Jump in, bite it, yummy, 20X, I'll have some more. And when you do that, this is what you get. You get winners. Winner after winner after winner after winner. And like I said, each one of these companies with the potential to become a $2-5 billion investment. And with these deals, I'm going to make every single member of my investment club just filthy rich. That's my plan. That's when I'm going to be happy. That's when I'll be able to sleep at night. Until that happens, I'm not going to. And that's the mission that we're on. And it's all because of London Real Ventures. Without this entity, we couldn't do any of this. I couldn't get you the deal flow. I couldn't get you the education. We couldn't invest in the companies. None of this would happen. Because of this, we can engineer this whole, orchestra of things happening that brings you high quality deal flow to normal average people like you and me for as little as $5,000 each. It's actually pretty incredible. And it all comes down to this quadruple threat. Number 1 is production. The CEOs want to fly to London, sit down with me in the leather chair, and do 2 hours of 6-camera high-def videos. Number 2, they want me to produce a beautiful piece of video and distribute it out to my 5 million followers, their potential customers. Number 3, they want me to connect them with the Dan Tapieros and Yatsus and all the big boys in the world and big girls. And number 4, I'm going to write them a $200,000 check. I'm telling you, Steve, I'm telling you, Kate, there's not a single CEO that can say no to this. And that's why we get these hot deals, right? You've seen these CEOs. They're amazing. And that's why these companies do so well. One last piece, folks. How do you learn how to invest? And again, I always tell people, I might offend you here, so I apologize in advance. You got to surround yourself with the best. Now, how many people agree with this expression? You're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. Doreen knows what's up. Steve, you agree with that? SA, you agree with that? Don Skillman, you agree with that? I think we all know it's true. It's an old Jim Rohn quote. And as one of my mentors used to say to me, who you hanging out with, Brian? Losers. That's why you're getting loser results. Now, he's a little harsh, this guy. You can probably guess who he is. But who are you hanging out with? Who are the 5 people you allow in your life? Do you have a toxic family member in there? Do you have an old friend from high school, Steve, that still acts like he's in high school, right? Does anybody have someone in their life that's not exactly a high performance person? Come on, raise your hands. I think we all do, right? The problem is that unless you start surrounding yourself with winners and billionaires and high performance people, it's very hard to get out of your rut. And I realized that for the first 10 years of my life, I somehow stumbled into this. And this is Brian Rose on the left. I'm 16 years old, San Diego, California, making $6 an hour. And I would have stayed there, probably still making $6 an hour today if I hadn't found a way to get out of my comfort zone. Okay. Now, luckily, I got the grades and I got into MIT. So I flew 6 hours across the country, hung out with the smartest kids in the world. 4 years later, I graduated. Okay. Now that's an upgrade, right? That's hanging out with high performance people. That's good, but I was still broke as a joke. So I took those grades and I got a job on Wall Street, right? Drove from Boston to New York City, went to this crazy city, 1993, and I started on the 33rd floor of Bankers Trust Plaza. Now I'm with a trading floor of 300 of the most psychopathic alpha male and female traders, each making between $9 and $12 million a year. I mean, it was crazy. They were mentally abusive, physically abusive, psychologically abusive. If you got in the way of their bonus, like they would literally run you over, right? And yet they also taught me how to make a lot of money. And I grew because I was around high performance people. And about 4 years later, I started making millions myself. Folks, this is the way to success. This is the fastest way for you to improve. And none of you are doing it in here. I'm just going to say it. You're not, because you're a big fish in a little pond. That's what you are. You're probably the biggest dreamer in your pond. You're probably the person that's the highest performance. You probably have the biggest aspirations. Raise your hand if that's maybe you. Maybe you, right? Okay, I wouldn't be surprised, right? Now, look, that's great, but the problem is that the other people rub off on you, okay? And when you tell them you have these aspirations, they're going to secretly be thinking, man, I hope he doesn't do that, because then maybe he won't want to hang out with me. Now, let me ask you a question. Steve, what if you went out, saw your mates tonight after this presentation? You said, guess what? I'm going to make $10 million in crypto with Brian Rose of London Real this year. What are they going to say, Steve? They're going to laugh at you? Probably, right? Right? They'd be like, oh no, Steve's talking about that crypto again. Look out. Right? Because ultimately, they don't really believe you. And these people love you, but they love you just the way you are. And they want you to be successful as long as you're not more successful than them. And I would say that, unfortunately, you need a new peer group if you want to break through those type of goals, because your peer group subconsciously is going to do everything they can to stop you. And that's why I invented my investment club, because with that, you can hang out with someone like Marianne Bartels. Now, she's one of the founding members of my club. She's a 35-year Wall Street veteran. She was the chief investment officer for Merrill Lynch Bank of America. She's made her clients tens of billions of dollars. Now, Steve, what do you think Marianne's going to tell you when you tell her you want to make $10 million in crypto? What's she going to say, Steve? She's going to say, Steve, baby, $10 million. She's going to say, let's make $100 million, right? She's going to say, Steve, let's make $1 billion over 10 years. Now, who wants to hang out with someone like Marianne Bartels? Anybody here? Come on, right? Now, Steve, you say yes. Wait till you start hanging out with these people. They won't let you sleep, right? But you know what I mean? Someone like Marianne in your life is literally priceless, because the rest of us, 30 years are going to go by like this. You're going to be an old man or an old lady, and you're going to look back over your life and think, it was okay. But you didn't have someone like Marianne pushing you. Or you could look back and say, God damn, I'm a bad mofo. Look at me. Look what I did. Man, no one saw that coming. Man, look what I did. I'm even some impressed. Did I actually do that? Woo! And look at all these crazy experiences I had. It's all because you woke up one day, maybe today, and you said, enough of this. I'm going to become someone new. It's one decision away is what it is. And having someone like Marianne in your corner can do it. This is Tigran. He's one of America's top 100 criminal defense attorneys, one of the most sought after litigators in the world, one of the founding members of my club. This is your new peer group. Okay. He's invested, I think, in every deal, Martini. He was regularly on the calls. All right. He was out in Beverly Hills recently, took Martini out to dinner with a bunch of the members of our club, bought them all flowers. This guy moves different. When you're out with him at dinner, Steve, he's not talking about the score on the ball game. He's not talking about the 6 hours he spent watching that new stupid Netflix show. He's talking about the next $1 billion idea. He's talking about transcending life. Okay, this is your new peer group. This is Andrew, right? He's one of our technical experts. He can walk you through anything from Web3 gaming to the metaverse to anything you need. Here he is, graduating from the top executive training schools in Switzerland. This is your new peer group, okay? He'll jump on a Zoom call with you and walk you through anything you need to know about the blockchain. This is Dr. Encore. 4 years ago, he was in medicine, and he started my Crypto and DeFi Academy, that 4-week course, right, that you saw me talking about. He graduated, took our Kings on DeFi program, graduated, and was the founding member of the investment club. About a year ago, we hired him full-time to source deals. He's one of the best in the world. This is your new peer group. He made a YouTube channel and published a video every single day for 500 days in a row for fun, Steve, in his spare time. I would argue none of your current peer group would ever have done that in their entire life. And here's the crazy thing. I got 146 more of these people that I can't wait to introduce you to. This is what changes your game. Okay? Not the money. You've heard the story, Steve, right? The poor person wins the lottery. They make $1 million. They come back a year later. Where are they? Broke and worse off than they are. What you need is a new group of people to hang out with. You need to change who you are and your habits. And that's what we bring to the table. And this is our family, folks. Here's some selfies I took behind the scenes. And what you see is a bunch of people who love each other and love making money and changing the world. Here's a private event we had in London with a different group of our investment club members. We just have a good time when we're together. Folks, I believe your net worth is your network. How many people agree with that? Anybody here? Well, then why aren't you spending money for a better network? You're not, right? You pay for the designer shoes, you pay for the this and the that, but you won't pay the money to get around winners. Why? There's very few opportunities to do this. You want to find a billionaire mentor? Good luck with that. I tried. Now, I had a show called London Real. It helped. Still hard. I'm giving you a way to access 150 top level people, not to mention another 200 CEOs right by joining. It's that simple. Folks, I believe you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. We teach people how to fish. And that's why we created the investment club. Because back in 21, we did our first pre-sale token deal. It was a gaming company called Cross the Ages, one of the hottest gaming companies in blockchain. And I won't lie, it freaked me out, that deal. Steve, it scared me to death. I had this random stranger on a Zoom call. And when the call was over, he said, send $100,000 in tokens to this wallet. I had never seen the wallet before. I said, what are you, crazy? I was like, I need 2 weeks. My lawyers have to read it, due diligence. He's like, you got 20 minutes and you're going to miss this deal. And he was right. And I thought, man, what a bunch of cowboys. Here I am, Mr. Hotshot MIT grad, Mr. Banker, slick banker for 15 years on 3 continents. And I got these kids in crypto running circles around me, right? And I thought, man, on one hand, this is an opportunity for every one of our London Realers to make more money than they ever dreamed of. On the other hand, if they do this wrong, they're going to lose every dollar they've ever made and be in a terrible, terrible state. So what do you do? What do you do? And I thought, you know what? If we could teach people, if we could guide people through this process, we could make more impact in our investment club than we would have with 1 billion views of our videos and 6 of our feature-length documentary movies and 2 campaigns to be mayor of London. This could be the thing that unlocks everything. And so I called Martini up and we went for it. And we've never looked back, folks. Been the best thing we've ever done. Best thing. And I'm so glad we did it. And we're just getting started. That's the beautiful thing. And here are the details. It's application only. We open up 10 spaces a quarter. They're always gone. They're oversubscribed. It's 6 modules, 3 months of coursework. It's a 12-month program. But guess what? No one's ever left. It's turned into a lifetime program. Imagine that. The next 10, 20 years of your life spent around high-performance people. Amazing. We do weekly Zoom calls with top CEOs, now doing 2, 3, 4 a week now with CEOs. Private Telegram group. You get access to all the deal flow. If you don't know crypto, if you've never bought a Bitcoin ever before, like Steve, then we'll give you a full year of our Kings of DeFi program for free. We'll have you up to speed. I've had people join our investment club 2 weeks later, no crypto experience, they do their first deal. Again, the biggest thing holding you back are your fears. It's really the biggest thing. Next live call is Thursday. Actually, it's Thursday, 7 p.m., or you can come Monday as well. We teach this remote to people in about 40 countries around the world. And here's the syllabus. Module 1, what is a crypto presale token? I sent that to you already. Module 2, what is a SAFT? Who knows what a SAFT agreement is? Raise your hand. Not a single hand up. You know what? It's your responsibility, and you should be embarrassed if you don't know what a SAFT is. Because there's information out there right now, and you could know these things. You could educate yourself, but you sit on the sideline like that lion, watching all these opportunities go by. The SAFT is how the rich get richer, and it's why the poor stay poor. It's a simple agreement for future tokens. It's a legal document you need to know that will change your life forever, and we're going to teach it to you. Module 3, how to identify early winners. I'm going to show you how to conduct pre-sale due diligence on any blockchain company in 10 minutes. Module 4, how to generate new deal flow. I'm going to show you what conference to go to, what ticket to buy, what to wear, what event to go to, and how you can use QR codes on your phone by scanning them and sending them back to the group in real time. Module 5, how do we nurture these deals into multi-billion-dollar protocols? And Module 6, what do you do with all the cash? You're going to have so much money, you're not going to know what to do with it. And I recommend that you spend some, you save some, and you put the rest back into these deals. You know, put your grandkids through college. There's our Telegram group, there's our Discord group, and here are the details, folks. We are oversubscribed, okay? We kept this a secret for 2 years, and now everybody knows. They see the videos of the CEOs, they see our members just crushing it, and now everybody wants in. We have big interest from the Middle East and both the West and East Coast of America right now. People want in now, right? Martini's busy 24/7. The investment in the next 10, 20 years of your life, in the mentorship, in the education, in the community, in the deal flow, in the peer group that'll take you to the next level is $50,000. That gets you the hottest deals in the world, the greatest peer group out there, in my opinion. And look, I understand that's a significant investment, but what if that gave you unlimited financial results? What if it made you $50 million? Probably a pretty good return on your capital. And of course, your chance to take part in the greatest wealth creation event in human history, probably ending in 2 or 3 months. So you got to move fast. And of course, the special deal opportunities I just showed you, Crypto Nights and Synergetics are ending now. You got to move fast if you want to get in on those deals. 2 of the best I've seen this year. By the way, this was the special opportunity last quarter that you missed. This is a SAFT agreement, by the way, just so you know. And that deal was up 466% in 1 day. Now, why do I mention that, Steve? Why? My point is a lot of you right now, your monkey brain is coming up with the excuses why you can't do this, right? Because it would rather do yesterday over and over again than have a new day where the possibilities are endless, right? Our brains do that. But if you could just quiet that brain down for a second and you put 10K on this deal, you would have paid for the club for the rest of your life. Just think of that. Imagine hanging out with these high performance people, me and Martini, watching these deals for the next 10 years of your life. You will get richer just by being on those calls. I guarantee it. And so if you can get past that forebrain that's coming up with all the, the same brain that stopped you from pulling the trigger on great opportunities in the past, and just get there, then you're on the way. And you've seen our track record. Shrapnel, 20x in 20 days. Skillful AI, $4 million profit on the open. Mochaverse 20x, Story Protocol 22x, Cats 14x, $1 billion fund 4x. How many more of these do you have to see before you realize it's not us, it's you. It's something in you that's stopping you. How can you get through that fear? Fear is a crazy thing, you know? It's these phantoms in our life that force us to live these quiet lives of desperation, but you can walk right through it whenever you choose. This is my pledge to my club. I'm going to create $10 billion for them over the next 10 years. And at this rate, with a market rally like today, it's going to happen in 5 years. And I can't wait. I can't wait. This will be on my gravestone, Martini. Right? This is the thing I'm remembered for, I hope. And it's not my wealth. I tried making money for Brian. It made me absolutely miserable, okay? I love making other people rich. It's nothing more fun than that. Folks, we have so many members. They're incredible people with incredible real people with real names. And each one of them actually did a video about how the investment club changed their life. It was one of the best decisions they ever made. If you go to londonreal.tv/club, you can watch every single one of these videos. And you can also book a call with Martini, which I assume you've already done already because time is of the essence. So make the booking right now. Click on the link and do it. This is Carol. She says every member is both a learner and an investor. This is Joe. He says the window of opportunity is closing quickly. And you know he's right. You're about to miss this whole thing. I'm telling you, you're going to blink your eyes. It's going to be New Year's. It's going to be over. Your actions over the next 4 months will determine the next 40 years of your life. This is Jerry. It's just honored to be part of the club. Loves the vibes. This is Dr. Yvette. She's a single mom with 4-year-old twins. What's your excuse? Right? She's busier than you could ever dream of. And yet you're going to tell me you're too busy. Or worse that, you're going to tell yourself you're too busy. Not true. Right? She's done like 16 deals. She's got 2 little rugrats running around. Right? I can barely keep my eye on my 8 and 9-year-old. And I got help. This is Jens. He says, how can you afford not to join us? 6 months from now, you're going to look back and I hope, God forbid, you look at one of my feeds and see all me and my members balling. And you're going to think, man, why didn't I just do that? This is Petya. Petya couldn't afford the course. Do you know what she did? She joined anyways. It was crazy. She's like, I don't have the money, Martini. But she's like, you know what? I'm going to join and I'm going to go find it. And guess what she did? And you know what she did after that? She invested in 67 deals, $5,000 minimum. Who can do the math? A lot of money, isn't it? She made it happen. Are you? Are you going to make it happen? You know, everyone thinks our members, Martini, it always kills me. They think they're a bunch of billionaires with Harvard MBAs. No, these people are poorer than you. They're less educated than you. They're less connected than you, but they have a better relationship with fear than you do. And they got to one point and they said, to hell with this. I'm going to change my behavior and get a different result. And they snapped out of that matrix and they walked through, and that's why they're successful. So I just want you to know that these people were worse off than you, and they made the decision. You know, one of my mentors, he always goes on. He's like this. He's like, the higher IQ my student, the worse they do because they overthink it. That's what he always says. The people that do what I tell them to do make the most money. He's like, because they just do it. And it's just crazy sometimes. Our brains can be our worst enemies sometimes. And I'm the worst at that. I used to overanalyze everything until I met some of my mentors. And they said, Brian, you have to engineer risk in your life. And now I do it all the time. I mean, what the hell am I doing getting in a boxing ring at 54 years old? Right, Stephen? What am I doing? Why am I running for mayor? What am I doing? Right? Why am I creating an investment club, a media-powered investment firm? What am I doing? I'm engineering risk into my life. Now, are all those going to be successes? No. But one of them is going to get knocked out of that park. And so here I can be super careful, be really extra careful, not do anything out of the ordinary, and I'm going to get nothing. Or I can take risks. And we all know how that turns out. All you need is one of them to go. And that's what does it. What's that old phrase, Steve? Playing it safe is the riskiest thing you can do. This is Chris. Says the deal flow is beyond what I expected. Joining was the best decision I ever made. Now, we love Chris. One of the reasons we love him is because his 14-year-old son invests alongside of him. True story. He walks over with $1,000 cash and slaps it on the desk and said, Dad, I'm in for 20%. I just heard Brian talk about that deal, BitLayer. It's our layer 2 on Bitcoin. TGE coming up soon, by the way. And we love that. We got fathers and sons. We got mothers and daughters. We got husbands and wives. We have boyfriends and girlfriends in the academy. And we really encourage families. And we think it really is, I think it's your responsibility to get your family involved. And this is what Chris said about the investment club.
What the London Real Investment Club actually does for you, it gives you the keys to open that door to the inside deals. In the last 3 weeks, I've participated in 3 incredible deals: a layer 2 Bitcoin protocol, an incredible AI protocol. The deal flow is beyond what I expected. I don't think I've ever seen a model like this that just gives average folks the opportunity to be behind the deals. And that's exactly what we've done. Not only that, you get to hang out with Brian Rose every week. And for me, that was huge because I look at Brian as somebody who's not only an expert in the space, and I think is on the leading edge, but just the leading edge of thought with London Real and the work he's doing there. To anyone who's taking a serious look at this, I know it's a big decision. It was a big decision for me and my family, and it is one of the best decisions I've ever made. So I wish you all the best and hope you come join us.
Oh yeah, we like Chris, feeling those vibes. Yeah. Look, Chris is amazing. The truth is everyone in that club is amazing. They don't compete with you. We all work together. Okay. Now that doesn't mean they're going to want you not showing up and screwing around. They want the best for you. Unlike your current peer group, who probably is happy if you just kind of cruise along in a mediocre way. These people want the best. Folks, it only takes one. One of these deals can change your life forever. You've seen those examples. Imagine having 5, 10, 70 deals. That's what's going to do it. Now, a lot of people ask me, Brian, how many do I need for the bull run? I think 8 to 10 deals for this bull run and you're set. Obviously, the more, the merrier. So you're not that far away. You're not far away at all. Final thoughts. Don't let this year pass you by. You've missed most of it. You're about to miss the whole thing. Next bull run doesn't happen until 2030. Who wants to wait? Not me. You can learn early stage investing now. What I teach you, you can use the rest of your life. Remember what I said before, liquid tokens and equity that you can buy on an exchange right now, they have limited gains. Somebody like me has already made a 50x on those deals. You're not going to make a 50x on anything you buy on an exchange. You have to go to an early stage deal. And of course, this is your chance to learn from active elite investors for only $50,000. Now, look, I know Tapio runs a multi-billion-dollar fund. If you said to him, hey, can I get access to every deal and learn from you for the next 10 years for $50,000, he would laugh at you and throw you out of his office. He wouldn't do it for $500,000. I know these guys, right? So this is actually an incredible deal, an incredible opportunity. And yes, it's a significant amount of money. I understand, but it's got unlimited financial returns. And of course, now, thanks to Martini, we have a payment plan. So for $10,000 a month for 6 months, you're in. What does that mean? If you have limited capital, $10,000 gets you in. You can then go ahead and put 5K on Crypto Nights, 5K on Synergetics, and bam, you're now in the game. You got tokens next month. Bam, you can make a few more investments and you're ready to go. Or you can sit on the sideline like the lion and watch every one of my members go by, right? It's your choice. And of course, you get the best deal flow in the world. Folks, remember what Warren Buffett said? The best investment you can make is in yourself. He was talking about getting in the right network. Do you have any other chance in your life to surround yourself with billionaires in the next 4 months? No, I don't think you do. Look, I hang out in Dubai. Okay, I know a lot of billionaires. You know who they want to hang out with, Mark? They want to hang out with deca billionaires. Do you know who they want to hang out with? The centibillionaires. And you know who they want to hang out with? Elon Musk. all the wealthy people know they got to go into a peer group better than them. Okay. Now we hang out with these people all the time, but how are you going to break into that? Because a billionaire doesn't want to hang out with you. They want to go up. We've created a way where you can hack into a high performance peer group. Please do not undervalue it. It's extremely valuable. And you know how to do this, folks. Book a call with Martini now. Click on one of these links and make it happen. She doesn't bite. But what I will say is only book a call with her if you're serious about joining, okay? Don't waste her time. She's busy talking to people all over the world that want to join now. But if you want to join in this club, if you're looking to join now, not next week, not next month, book a call with her and have an honest discussion. Talk about where you are. She's spoken with thousands of people. She can figure out if this is the right thing for you, but she can't read minds, all right? So book the call. And of course, you can join us in 10 days' time for our 4-week Crypto Academy. It's discounted 60% to $9.99. It's an amazing program. 4 weeks, 4 modules. You get 8 hours of live calls with me. You get my online e-learning platform, my accountability system, dedicated coaches and team leaders. It's a fantastic course. You're pre-approved to buy. Just grab that now. Trust me. It'll be the best things you do. LondonReal.tv/buy. Folks, what is your why? Right? I got these two guys. Okay. So whenever I'm having a stressful day or having a tough time, what do? I take a look at them and I think, okay, this is why I'm doing this. All right. If there's something that's worth it, it's them, you know? And so I always think to myself, you know what? If ever I'm having a hard day, I'm doing it for the right reasons. And I'm doing it for these guys. And they're worth it. They're worth any risk. They're worth any pain. And there's one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to disappoint them, because my job ultimately is to do things. It's to protect and to provide. And when I'm doing those things, I feel amazing about myself. And honestly, it's one of the best flexes out there, just to protect and provide. And that's why I'm doing this. And so think about your life. Who is counting on you? Are you really willing to give them that excuse in 10 or 20 years now and say, sorry, I messed up. I'm no good. I couldn't do it. And you can give them a list of excuses, but it doesn't matter at that point. Or you can take action now. Take the risk that gives you the reward. That's what it's all about. Folks, here's the video I promised, LondonReal.tv/bonus. It's going to show you how to find the hottest crypto pre-sale tokens in 3 easy steps. Definitely watch that and read through our module. And of course, join us on our next live pitch call, Mondays and Thursdays. Just send Martini a message. She'll get you the link, or you can go to LondonReal.tv/club call and look at our schedule. That's it, folks. I'd love to answer some questions for you. Was that helpful? Did you enjoy that, Doreen? Steve, did you like it? Are you going to buy some crypto? I hope. David, was that good? I hope you enjoyed it. Kate, great to see you. And Darren, great to see you as well. And a few other people here. If you DM me any questions, I'll answer them all. And I also see we're blessed to have Martini here. She's usually off on a live call or a call talking to someone who wants to join. Martini, would love to get your thoughts here. You've spoken with so many people about this.
Yes, definitely. Well, great call today, Brian, and it was good to see everybody on the line here today. And hopefully you were able to pick up some of the gems that Brian dropped today, that you can implement actually to take you on, further along your journey. So taking a look at this, that we are towards the end of August of 2025, and 2025 is the year of crypto. And the question that I want to ask each and all of you is really, how are you positioned for the end of the year and beyond? And if you're not exactly where you want to be, we definitely want to support you and give you some options that are, that are available to you that can help you to expand your portfolio, but really position yourself quite nicely by the end of this year and going forward. So if you are interested in investing in early stage companies that are here to change the world and bring you generational wealth in the meantime, we want to support you in that. So I put some links inside of the chat below. The very first link is for you to go ahead and check out the Investment Club page. And that's going to give you a rundown detail of what the Investment Club is all about, what we stand for, and where we see ourselves going together as a community for the next 10 years. The next next step is if you are ready to go ahead and join us now and start investing alongside us now, the next step is to go ahead and schedule a call with me. And that's the second link there. All right. But as Brian says, I only want to talk to people who are serious, and serious means that you are ready to join now and you're ready to start investing now. And then also during the call, we're going to be taking a look at really just your intentions for joining and what your intentions in life are and how we can best support you on moving forward with your journey. If you don't see a time that's available on my calendar, please be sure to go ahead and send me a private message on Facebook Messenger. That's always the fastest way to get me. Or you can send me an email at martini@londonreal.tv and let me know who you are, where you're from, and the best time to get a hold of you within your time zone, and we'll definitely make it work. And then, of course, the last thing, I know that Brian does an amazing job of explaining what the investment club is, and you can definitely sense his enthusiasm, but we want you to know why he's so enthusiastic about this amazing club that we have here. So we want you guys to experience us in real time. So the very last link inside of the chat here is for you to join us on one of our live investment club calls on Mondays and Thursdays that we host them, where we'll see live CEOs pitching their companies over to us. You'll see Brian doing the Shark Tank style questions, and then you'll get to see how all of our members, we've got well over 150 members from all over the world, different walks of life, different economic backgrounds, and really just different perspectives, how we all come together to decide on whether or not we want to invest in these companies. So it's really just a sight to see, but really it gives an amazing sense of community and knowing that you do not have to figure this out and you do not have to do this alone. All right, guys. So we definitely hope to see you on the inside soon. And back to you, Brian.
All right, great insights from Martini as usual. So thank you so much. And she is the one to talk to. Definitely book a call with her. I know a couple people just DM'd me and said they did. So do that and just have that conversation. It's the best thing to do. Folks, these markets are crazy to watch. Ethereum is getting dangerously high, close to an all-time high. We know that when Ethereum breaks the all-time high, the next thing happens is altcoin season. And that's when we start to see these crazy gains of these smaller cap companies. And those are the same ones we've been investing in for the last few years. There is still time. Deals like Crypto Nights are still open, Synergetics, and we got a few more coming as well. We've also got our Crypto and DeFi Academy starting in 10 days. Those are all no-brainers in my opinion. And on Monday at 7 p.m. London time, you can come to our IC call. We'll have a CEO pitching. You can see the whole vibe and really see what it's all like. Definitely take some steps here. Do not miss this crypto bull market. There's supposed to be another one in 2030, but I think it'll be dominated by the BlackRocks and the JP Morgans. I don't think normal everyday people like you and me are going to be able to profit from that. Sandeep, you probably know what I'm talking about. This is still a time where we're in control, but by then it's going to be dominated. Just like good luck trying to get into the stock market as an individual investor right now. It's hard with all that smart money out there, but right now we can do it. And right now with our media platform, we're getting crazy access to these deals, which you've seen. So look, I look forward to seeing you in there. Take some action no matter what. Thank you for your time today. Really appreciate all of you. And I look forward to seeing you on the inside. All right. Lots of love. Bye. The mass scale transformation of humanity, the fully empowered, conscious, and cooperative species. It's something we live and breathe. We have a mission here. We want to help build the decentralized finance infrastructure of the future. What is your mission? Hey, it's Brian Rose from London Real. How would you like to join my investment club, where I teach you everything you need to know about early stage token and equity investments? Look, right now is one of the greatest times to invest in human history. We've got AI happening. We've got the metaverse that we built on AI, and all of this needs the blockchain, which is what we specialize in here. In my investment club, it's a 12-month program, 3 months of coursework where I teach you all the basics. I want to talk about how capital isn't enough, and I want to talk about how you can upgrade your arsenal of influence in a variety of ways. I teach you how to do basic due diligence. I teach you how to go to a conference and come back with 10 deals. Just go in, bam, 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 bam. This is super exciting, and we're able to do this here at London Real because I speak with some of the greatest guests on the planet. We have an amazing network, and we also have a structure to actually invest money in these deals. Just as a strategy in your business, just keep it simple, especially the first time you do it, but do it at the same time. I'm telling you, this is an incredible opportunity. I've got the best community in the business right now, 75 people from around the world in over 20 countries that are alongside, all investing together and you can learn and network with the best in the business. No decision is much worse than a no. Something, action, action, action. The clock is ticking. If you're interested in this, click a link below and set up a call with one of my team. They'll walk you through what's happening, the opportunities, the requirements. But I plan on working with this group for the next 10 years, and we're going to do massive things here. And I hope you are a part of it. Click on the link and let's do this.